What's going on, everybody? It's the end of rehearsals for today. We've finished the day off with Blas Cantó from Spain singing Voy a Quedarme. I have to say, there have been quite a few changes here, musically
hmm
speaking. Jess, walk us through this.
Yeah, so Blas is standing alone on stage, wearing kind of quite a dark outfit, and we can see a big, I guess it's a moon, like a big, massive moon, kind of right above him in the middle of the stage. And then on the backdrop, we have lots of kind of dark colors, kind of blacks and dark blues that eventually kind of evolve into really bright orange and yellow sort of colors, which personally I think is very effective in this song. And for the most part, Blas, in my opinion, delivered a very good vocal performance and kind
Mhm.
of looked good on stage, sounded good on stage. He looked very confident and was also kind of giving a lot of emotion into his performance as well, which I think is very good. So overall, I think it was good, but I wouldn't say that it was great.
Fair enough. Just speaking about Blas as a performer, obviously we have lots of people from other countries that have performance experience. He, in this case, also has television experience, so it makes
Mhm.
sense that he was very comfortable in that space. And yeah, giving a pretty good vocal performance. Musically, I wanted to talk about some of the differences because people who are familiar with the studio cut will be maybe a bit surprised because. Well, one thing that we did see in the national selection for this was that he starts the song off a cappella. And then
Yes.
eventually the instrumentation kicks in after he's sung his opening line, and then we go into the chorus with the strings, and then it builds up to some harder instrumentation. This time in that second verse, we've got a prominent drum beat that
hmm
helps build the momentum. That was something that really took me by surprise. There are some other changes, like when he goes for the falsetto note towards the end, the instrumentation drops off so that you can hear him go for it and there's nothing to distract us from that. And then after a beat, everything else kicks in. So that was the thing that really jumped out at me. Aesthetically,
hmm
I have to say this looks great, and we were kind of expecting this because we saw great staging from the national selection as well.
hmm
There are certain images that I would say are borrowed from it, but it definitely looks like an elevation because you mentioned the moon. It's quite big and it's a physical
Yes.
object. I don't know if people have seen these kind of art installations popping up around the world with these big illuminated moons. There was one here in Toronto a few years ago. But yeah, it's effective. I think this is exactly what a song like this needs. Spain is another one of those countries that's looking to get out of the bottom five because that tends to
hmm
be where they end. And I would say that performance-wise, it's all there. The song itself is maybe the drawback for people, and I want to know what you think about that.
Yeah, so I kind of feel like the staging maybe is better than the song itself. But one thing that I will say is that, I think the song, the fact that it kind of has more of a beat to it now compared to what it did before and kind of builds more bigger and more quickly, I think is a very good thing. And what
Mhm.
I love is that kind of the staging builds with the song as well, which is very clever what they've done. But for me, I feel like, like you said, the staging really does suit the song very well. It does kind of create a moment on stage, but then at times the song maybe doesn't quite follow suit, I find.
Mhm.
Um, and the song, there's kind of at times maybe a slight mismatch between the song and the staging. But overall, I think it is a decent song. It's a good song. He has a good performance. And I do think that this could get Spain out of the bottom five.
I'd like to think so as well. It does, of course, like we have to consider this as a factor that it will also depend on which songs make it from the
Yeah.
semifinals. But yes, I would like to believe that that's a possibility here as well. Whether or not it can go left-hand side of the scoreboard is a different story. It could like just make it as far as what I've seen up to now. But yeah, one thing that we should mention as well is that in the past, Spain has done really well with ballads. I think the one exception might have been in 2018, but I think that was a matter of staging. And we know that in years past, Spain has struggled with effective staging. This time, that's not a factor. So, hopefully that will, produce a better result for them. But nonetheless, we'd love to know what you guys think about Blas Cantó and Voy a Quedarme. Do you see this as a better offering based on what Spain has offered us in the last few years? Would you like to see it in that top 10 or maybe even win? Let us know in the comments. And well, we've finished the rehearsals for now, so you won't be seeing any more of these videos
Oh,
released,
that's
but we'd love for
sad.
you to watch any of the ones that you've missed, because now we know what every song is going to look like. Obviously, there will be some changes and adjustments. This is, of course, a first rehearsal for Spain, so they might enhance things even further, and there might be more to talk about. But nonetheless, we would love for you to subscribe to Eurovox, because we're going to be doing live discussions, and we're going to be getting as many interviews as we can with our team on the ground, and we'd love for you to be around for those. But until then, we'll see you next time. Take care.
Bye.